Hello YouTube, it's me John Avenger once again. Welcome back to another video, and tonight I'm going to review a James Bond movie. Yeah, it's not one of the recent ones, it's one of the past ones from the 2000s. But this one, yes, it does have a lot of problems. It's flawed. It has some issues, and the movie has a lot of it has some dated, things in it. But I saw this and I have guilty pleasure status with this movie. It's not great, but I can watch it. And it's not even the worst movie of 2002. And I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, this movie's the worst in the franchise. No, I've seen way worse. I think Skyfall. No, Skyfall was great. Spectre was more disappointing. Quantum of Solace had too much shaky cam. And On Her Majesty's Secret Service bored me to death. And this is the 2002 final outing from Pierce Brosnan. Die another day. Yes. Finally wanted to review this movie. It's been a long time since I've, reviewed a Bond movie for you guys. But yes, this movie's a guilty pleasure. It's stupid, it's dated, it's ridiculous, but I can watch it. It's I'm gonna get the negatives out of the way first, but let me read the synopsis if I can, because this is in silver. When his top secret mission is sabotage, James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, finds himself captured by the enemy, abandoned by MI6, and stripped of his 00 license. Kind of like I think they did in License to Kill, which is a better movie. But anyway, determined to get his revenge, Bond goes head to head with a sultry spy, Halle Berry. I think Halle Berry's awesome in the movie. Sue me. I think she's better here than in Catwoman. A frosty agent, yeah, I'll get to that. Oh boy, do I have a lot to say about the other girl. And a shadowy billionaire, Toby Stevens, I never heard of him, whose business is diamonds, but whose great secret is a diabolical weapon that could bring the world to its knees. Ooh. Bristling with excitement and bursting with explosive special effects. Explosive? Oh my god, this special effects. Die Another Day is an adrenaline-pumping thrill ride with stunts and non-stop action that will astonish you. Jeffrey Lyons, WNBC TV. Oh my god. Dazzling effects. Oh no, I'm sorry. Some of the effects in this movie are horrible, but they make me laugh. Like, there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where James Bond's like, I don't know, like parasailing or whatever, and there's like a CGI, like a wave coming after him. It looks ridiculous. It looks almost as laughable as Sharknado. But the film has a certain charm to it of how stupid it is. You know how the way people say Independence Day is stupid, the first one? That's how I thought about this. And I thought Jinx, wait, I'll get to her, later, Halle Berry. She's one of the positives in the movie. One of the multiple positives I find with the film. There's her in her sexy little bikini. That's a very sexy entrance for her. This is him and her in the back. Yeah. Why do I have this movie? Well, but guess what? I found this movie at a freaking swap meet. Somebody said, screw it. I checked the disc and it's in good condition. And yeah, it's been a while. I haven't heard the commentary yet by director Lee Tamahori. He did a good job with what he had to do. I mean, for what this script was, I mean, he didn't write the script. Did he write the script? No. The writers were Neil Purvis and Robert Wade. I never heard of them. I'm going to have to check them out. I don't remember those writers. I'm sorry I use my tablet. I'm just, I want to really, do a background check on these guys. I don't think it's the worst Bond movie. Is it Is it the weakest that Brosnan has done? Yeah, easily the weakest. I think this one's weaker than World Is Not Enough. But I don't hate the movie. I saw it and I laughed a couple times, and I like Brosnan as the lead. I mean, he's less serious than Daniel Craig, so I give him that. And yeah, let's see the writers. Not Ian Fleming. He wrote the books. Neil Purvis. He also wrote Casino Royale. So yeah, see, he came back. He certainly recovered from this. I mean, he did Casino Royale, good Bond movie with with freaking Daniel Craig. I liked it. I just thought it was a little too long, and the girls didn't really interest me. Quantum of Solace, it was uneven. It was made during the writer strike, so I can forgive him for that. And he also did Skyfall. Skyfall was really good, just too long. And Spectre, but Spectre, hey, it was not going to be the greatest. I mean, you know, it was right after Skyfall. Anything after that would have been a disappointment in the long run. Now, 25, I hope it's good when that comes out because I'm a fan of this franchise. Yeah, a British spy that I don't hate, guys, because the action scenes in most of the franchise are really well done. Robert Wade also wrote Skyfall and Casino Royale. So, yeah, these guys, yeah, they slipped a little bit in this movie, but it's so ridiculous and it's so over the top that I can watch it. It's a guilty pleasure. Like, if my friend Josh could say anything about this, is that, yeah, as stupid as it is, and it is, believe me, that some Asian guy turned into like a British man, and you know, I don't, he can change his ethnicity. I don't know. I've never done that before. But yeah, like I said, let me get to the negatives first. I said I was going to get to that first. One, the CGI looks terrible. Like the CG they use for some of the backgrounds look very dated. It looks awful. Like the wave that he's parasailing, and it looks so fake. You know that he's behind a green screen. And also, the film is a little bit too long, just a smidge. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. This is an issue I've had with some of the Bond films, and also the recent this, which I'm not going to say the name anymore because you people have beating a dead horse and all. You could cut some of the stuff out, like the running time. These movies just feel long. Some of them, Doctor No is very short. License to Kill doesn't feel that long because I'm invested, and also like Living Daylights. But some of them are like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and they're slow, and I'm boring, and I'm like, please get to the action. Give me something important to grab onto. Also, this is the only Bond movie of the franchise before Daniel Craig's movies where Q, the actor, passed away. So he couldn't. Desmond Welland or something like that. The guy that played Q, he passed away. So John Cleese had to take his role. I remember that. Also, the girl in this movie, not Halle Berry. Halle Berry kicks ass in this movie. I think it's good to have an American actress added to this British franchise to add some class to an otherwise troubled film. I didn't check the budget on this, but yeah, the Bond girl in this movie. Spoiler alert! In case you do want to see this movie, Frost is the one of the villainesses. She's Rosamund Pike. Yeah, the fish named after a fish. The girl that was one of the worst things in the only movie I liked her in was Doom. That's it. Doom, she was tolerable. I've never cared for her. I will never watch Gone Girl. I don't buy her. She's not scary to me. She's not intimidating in the slightest in this movie. She tries to get naked in front of Bond. I don't buy it. I don't think she's sexy at all. This is what she looks like, guys. This is what she looks like, a freaking fish. And she's aged too. Like her face went from like 20 to like 40 in like a couple years. Look at this. Does that look like a face of somebody that's intimidating to you? No. She's dry. She's boring. Hammersmith, London, England. Yeah. You can't act, Rosamund Pike. I don't care what the Academy says. Oh, you played a crazy lady. So did freaking Charlize Theron in Monster, and she won her Academy Award. And I don't even like her. And so did freaking what's her name? Kathy Bates in Misery. It's been done before. I've seen crazy done better. So you're not gonna top that. And also, she's boring. Like her and Halle Berry get into a fight. I'm like, yeah, Berry's a better actress than you. She actually won an Oscar. As bad as Catwoman was, she won an Oscar before that. And yeah, just she drags the movie down. I didn't buy her with Pierce Brosnan. I wish he shot her in the head. She does get her comeuppance at the end. I'm so happy that having a British chick die in a movie that I don't care for is gold to me. And I'm not a racist. See my videos in the past and you'll see why I'm not a big fan of them. And I like Brosnan because he's Irish and he's a good actor. He's always been a good actor. I liked him in other things too. Also, the film, like I said, is too long, bad CGI, and the villain's motivation is dumb. But what positives? I like Brosnan in the role. He tried his best. Halle Berry as Jinx is pretty witty. I thought she was badass. I would have rather seen a spin-off of this than to see her in Catwoman because nobody wanted that. That was terrible. It's one of the worst DC movies I've ever seen. Some of the action is decent. I will say that. Also, the soundtrack is a little bit mixed. I don't really like Madonna's "Die Another Day" song. Her rendition of the song just felt a little bit forced. It's not really a big gripe. It's only in the beginning of the movie, but I've heard better, like Goldfinger and Goldeneye and all that. Yeah. Also, it has the Bond theme. This movie cost $145 million. You could have cut that budget in half. and it would have been better. See Deadpool, the first one. That does not have $100 million budget, and the CG and the effects look way better. And that movie was 2 years ago. This was 16 years ago. It came out in November of 2002. So I got to watch it again. It's been a while. That's Thanksgiving this year. The film received mixed reviews. I rather a film get mixed reviews than bad reviews. Hintity hint hint. Yeah, mixed reviews. Some critics praise the work of Tomahari. Yeah, he gets some good shots. The movie's shot well. I can see what's going on. It's got beautiful surroundings where in the beach where Halle Berry comes out of the water. That's iconic. She's very sexy in it, and it looks good. It says other criticize the film's heavy use of CG. I agree with that because this was a time where every blockbuster had to have a ton of CG. Just like now, it shouldn't be a crutch, guys. It should be a way of improvement and creativity and imagination. Look at Infinity War. Lots of CG, but it looks freaking fantastic. That's money well spent on the big screen that dazzles your eyes. This looks laughable. It would have been laughable on the Sci-Fi Channel. And it also said they found unconvincing and distraction from the film's plot. Yeah, that's one of my gripes. I don't think the story's that bad. Oh yeah, he infiltrates a North Korean military base, so it's North Korea. You know, people that are racist assholes for no reason over there. Not the ones that come here that get Americanized, not them. You know, Kim Jong Un or whatever, whoever's the leader there. Yeah, bunch of asshats. Miranda Frost. Yeah, I could give a rat's ass about her. I'm glad she gets hers. I don't care about her at all. Bond attempts. Yeah. Yeah. Frost attacks Jinx, forcing her to defend herself in a sword duel. It's not that bad. It's actually a lot better than any fight scene she did in Catwoman, which is that has even more laughable CGI. And that movie came out 2 years later. So Halle Berry should be more freaking ashamed of that movie than this movie. Because this movie is a guilty pleasure. It's dumb, but I can have fun with it. And my friend Sean said he likes shitty movies. Well, this is one case where I can like a dumb Bond movie. I don't really hate any of the Brosnan movies. World is Not Enough is flawed, but I like it. I don't like the villain. They do nothing with him, but I still can watch it. Tomorrow Never Dies is fun. GoldenEye is a good movie. Don't care what the critics say. Oh, the game is great, but the movie sucks. I like the movie for what it is. With the Daniel Craig movies, Quantum of Solace is a mixed bag for me. Spectre, I didn't care for. I was bored. Cuckoo, yeah, fuck you, writers, for that. The George Lazenby movie, his first outing and his only outing, I didn't care for it. Sean Connery, from Russia with Love is weak. Roger Moore, may he rest in peace. He did a couple of them that were laughable. His last outing, A View to a Kill, is dumb, but I can watch it. I'd rather watch something dumb that knows what it is, unlike something dumb like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where everything is dumb. It's not just the CG and the characters, everything is dumb. All the logic thrown out the window. Here, it's the last Bond movie with Pierce Brosnan. I can watch it. Okay, I can watch it for a guilty pleasure. I can laugh at it. Give me something to laugh at. Don't bore me. That's what Spectre did. It was taking itself so damn serious. And I was just like, why? What are you trying to do here? What are you trying to pull? Oh, you're going to be as dark as Casino Royale or Skyfall? Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, John Cleese's okay. He's fine as Q. He's not really as good as Desmond, but hey, he passed away, so there's nothing we could have done. Judi Dench, she's fine. I could take her or leave her. Rick Yoon, he's the Asian guy, and he's fine too. I don't hate him. The film made a profit, so it was the highest grossing Bond film up to that point if inflation is not taken into account. So that was until the Daniel Craig movies. But like I said, it has a lot of guilty pleasure for it. And I would not have taken this movie from the swap meet if I didn't think so. I just wish it was the widescreen version. Unfortunately, this is the full screen version. But I'll keep it because the second disc is widescreen. It's got all the special features. But it's a fun dumb movie. If you're in the mood to watch something and turn your brain off, go ahead. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. The Ice Palace, also the sets in the movie are well done. The Ice Palace, even though now I just think of Frozen, which let's face it, Elsa is fictional and she's a better character than Miranda Frost. I can easily say that because whatchamacallit, the animators did a good job with her visually, and Indina Menzel's voice is a siren song compared to Rosamund Pike. Fish. You're named after a freaking fish. Oh, Die Another Day was controversial in the Korean Peninsula. They are racist asshats that everything offends them. The freaking movie with James Franco, what was it? The Interview, that also got a controversy. I'm like, just stop taking movies so damn seriously. Jeez. I want to see a movie that's dumb, but it knows what it is. Monster Trucks, Sharknado, freaking the Super Mario Brothers movie. A movie that knows what it is. It's not trying to please critics. It's not winning awards, guys. This movie was never going to get an Oscar, and I knew that. And I'd rather see this than Jason Bourne, the last Jason Bourne. That movie bored me to death. Or the last Bond movie, Spectre. I was bored. One thing you can never do to me is bore me. If I'm bored, I'm done. I check out. You lose me. Look at what Rotten Tomatoes had to say. I don't take them seriously either. They're a bunch of asshats. They liked Brolo, and that movie flopped. So who's the bitch now? Anyway, an average of 6.1. 6.1 is decent. See, it's a decent, stupid movie that I can watch. The consensus: its action may be a two bit over the top for some, but Die Another Day is largely crafted and succeeds in evoking classic Bond themes from the franchise's earlier installments. Again, a 58% is higher than Man of Steel. That's dumb, and that's way too long. That's almost the same running time as this. And I know I keep knocking that movie, but good God, was I bored. And it had worse CGI, and the movie costs more. And you have a lead that spends the whole movie like this. I'm conflicted. I'm troubled. I need to lash out my anger on freaking that thing and go, ah! No. Best thing you ever did, Cavill, like I said, was Fallout. Everything else you've done does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. At least Pierce Brosnan can smile, and it's cheesy, but it's not as bad as Batman and Robin. I can easily say that. Yeah, it says Pierce Brosnan is the most satisfying installment of the franchise in recent memory. Considering the last movie we got, yeah, I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather watch this than freaking Spectre because it didn't bore me. It said it was the best of the Bond films since Spider Who Loved Me. That's a better movie, but it also has its flaws too. It's a mixed bag, and I don't hate it for that. Let's see, a media canceled spinoff. Yeah, there was supposed to be a spinoff concentrating on Jinx, which was scheduled for November, December 2004. It was reported that MGM was keen to set up the film series that would be in a Winter Olympics alternative to James Bond. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, because MGM was keen to instead move on to the next film, Casino Royale, a prequel before Bond is Bond. That's why that one didn't have the gadgets, and it was more hardcore, edgy, like The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. So yeah, yeah. And the thing is that Jinx was actually not an SJW character, which was nice. I'd take her over the hobo any day because Halle Berry's a gorgeous black woman that can actually act and doesn't have a stale face for me. And yeah, what else can I say about this movie? I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I got to see it again to see if it still holds up. It's dumb, but like I said, I like dumb when it's done the right way. Dumb can be entertaining as long as you get me invested. If you don't, then you get freaking movies like Batman and Robin, or you get Brolo, or you get Rogue One, where that movie got a ton of praise and it bored me to death. And everybody dies. At least Bond doesn't die in this. If he died in this, I would have said, screw this movie. I hate this movie. But it's not my favorite Bond, but it's a guilty pleasure. I know a lot of critics hate it, and I'm like, it's not a movie meant for critics. A lot of these are not. Spectre didn't exactly get a 90% either. So, yeah. And like I said, it's more rewatchable. As much as I can't stand Rosamund Pike in the movie, I don't have to look at her. I can put the commentary and not even hear her voice. Who is on the commentary? Oh, she's on the commentary. Actually, no, she's on one of the commentaries. One of the commentaries has director Lee Tamahori and producer Michael G. Wilson. So that's the one I'm going to see. Because I can't stand her. Her voice is just death to my ears. But anyway, if you haven't seen this, don't be afraid. It is not the worst movie ever made. Trust me on that one. Bad effects can't make the movie the worst thing ever. Because Sharknado, the effects are not great, but it made me laugh. And it has likable characters. I still like Bond in this movie. That's why it could keep me going compared to some of the recent entries. But anyway, that's how I feel about Die Another Day. Don't care for the song by Madonna. I thought it was kind of forced. Don't care for Rosamund Pike. I never will. Gone Girl, be gone, girl. How do you like them apples? And I don't. And some of the CG is terrible, but the plot's not the worst. I like Bond. I like Jinx. I like some of the action. It's long, but it's not the longest of the franchise, at least. And it has its entertainment value. That's one thing I can say from it. But anyway, if you guys are interested in seeing this movie, give it a watch. It's not the worst. Is it one of the weaker ones of the last 24? Maybe, but it's not the worst. I would rather watch this than Spectre any day, because cuckoo and a long running time and no jokes and it's boring as fuck. Yeah, sign me up for this instead. This has a documentary as well. Inside Die Another Day documentary on this too. So I'm gonna check that out one day, probably in December. I like this movie. As bad as it is, it still has entertainment value for me. Yeah, this disc is in good condition. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. And if you haven't seen Die Another Day, it's not the death of the franchise. After this, they took a break, and we had Daniel Craig. So we all won at the end anyway. And Casino Royale was a nice return to form. While it was different, it did not bore me as much. It didn't bore me as much as the last one. The last one, just no. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.